Hey there, I'm so glad that you are interested in working with me as your pageant coach. Now, as you know, anytime that you're looking for help to achieve your goals, you have to consider the source of that help to really ensure that it's the kind of advice that you want to be taking. And so in this video, I want to share with you my experience and my perspective so that you can determine if I'm what you are looking for. Okay, so I've been in the pageant industry since like 2004. I was a contestant for many years. And then I've been coaching for about 18 at various levels. Now, I have a master's degree in adult education, like curriculum development and counseling. I worked in the entertainment industry in Los Angeles as an on camera host and a fitness model. I'm a published author. My book was an Amazon #1 bestseller. And I'm the host of the pageant podcast, Win a Pageant, which debuted at #1 and has remained that. I'm very proud of that. I'm also a YouTube host. I have over 30,000 subscribers. People come to the YouTube channel because I am very like step by step. Personally, I've competed in 4 major pageant systems across the US, but more important than that, my clients have competed and won lots of state pageants and national pageants, including Mrs. United States and Ms. Petite, Mrs. Petite, Ms. Teen Petite USA, Ms. Senior World, Ms. US Universal, Ms. Woman of Achievement, Ms. United States of America, Mrs. International, Mrs. America's United States. So many. And I would love for you to be next on that list. Now, many people, even within the pageant industry, they are often surprised to learn that I am a full-time pageant coach because a lot of people do pageant coaching kind of as their side gig. But this is my full-time job. It's literally what I am doing every day, Monday through Friday. So I want to share with you the story of how I became a coach and then how I gained the skill set to help women win pageants around the world. So I started, as many coaches do, I was a contestant and I had some success. And then other people asked if I could help them. So I began my coaching experience as a mentor, really. That's how we would describe it in the industry. Even though it's kind of like a coach, really, I was like just kind of showing them what worked for me. And then I'd been competing in lots of different pageant systems over a series of years. So I was able to share more of what worked and of what I discovered didn't work. And so at this time I was charging like 30 bucks an hour. And quite frankly, that was very fair because what I found was that my advice at that time, and just for comparison, I now charge $500 an hour. And it's because at that time, what I was sharing of what was working for me, for some people, it would work just naturally by default, but it was not working for all of my clients. Okay. So, and I knew that, and they knew that. And that was why it was kind of a low price point. I was like, I'll show you what worked for me. And I was still very professional and I had, great sessions, but it just wasn't working for everybody. Okay. If I'm just being honest. Okay. So I wanted it to work and I wanted to do this as a full-time job. And so I sought out skills like a coaching certification. I actually had many coaching certifications over the next 10 years. I got a counseling degree. My goal was I really wanted to be able to coach clients. I wanted to draw out their why. I wanted to help them discover what makes them unique and why they should win above everyone else. It actually helped many of my clients, but it still was not, I was like looking for the silver bullet, like what's the thing that can work for everyone? So over that course of many years, about a decade, I'd say, I ended up graduating with my master's degree. I personally aged out of many pageants. I worked as then a career counselor and became a business strategist in Los Angeles. So lots of time went by. At this time, my full-time gig was business development for fitness studios in Los Angeles. And then on the side, since I was in Los Angeles, everybody has a side gig in entertainment. On the side, I did on-camera hosting and was a fitness model, kind of for fun. That was something I'd always wanted to do. So when I got the opportunity to compete again in my 30s, by this time I'd had enough experience losing. I had like little bits of success in local pageants, but I'd never up to this point even won a state pageant. I never even won. I was first runner up many times, But now I had the opportunity to compete for Miss California, a very competitive pageant. And I had 3 months to prepare. Maybe you've been there before. Now, fortunately for me, I already had the easy stuff done. Hair and makeup, I knew how to handle that. Wardrobe, I already had like a whole closet of wardrobe. Fitness training, right? So fitness body, I knew how to walk. All the easy stuff was done. But I knew what I needed to focus on was my interview and my communication skills so that I could clearly communicate a message like of all these years of experience and all the things that I'd done in my community and that I had a heart for, I needed to be able to boil it down so I could communicate it in like a very short time. Okay. So I'm like, all right, I have experience now of doing research, right? So I was like, let me look at what worked for others. And then, long story short, I basically built a framework for myself, a curriculum for myself. I was like, let me lean into my strengths here. And at that time, my goal was two things I wanted. Number one, I wanted to stand out in a way that could not be ignored, that like they had to listen to me. And number two, I knew I needed to persuade the heart of the judges through communicating my story and my ultimate vision. And I had to be able to do it on stage to a bunch of strangers in under 3 minutes. Now it worked for me. I won finally. And so that year, I took that same strategy that worked for me and I took it to my coaching clients, and it was working for them too. And so it started working more and more and more, way more than any of the stuff I'd been teaching before. It actually had results. And so in 2015, I launched the Win a Pageant podcast, and I was then sharing those step-by-step strategies for winning. Then I published my Amazon best-selling book. Then I developed what I now call the Win a Pageant Academy. This is where the curriculum is very step by step. It is built in a way that it's a strategy that can work for anybody because we apply it uniquely to each one of my clients. It helps them to win interview, to win over the judges with confidence, with clarity on what they're really saying, and with conviction for their goals and ultimately what they bring to the table. Now I'm going to share more of all of that in like the academy in a different video, but in the next video, I want to share with you how my coaching is different from other coaches in the pageant industry so that you can see for yourself if what I offer is ultimately what you are looking for. So I'll see you in the next video.